All right, let's get right into the chapter. So we begin with the commentators calling France's first attack a declaration of war. Charles and Hugo Selly. It's not finished yet, but we'll get it eventually. So Japan are dumbfounded at France's attack, right? They're just analyzing what they got hit by, and they understand that pattern of attack, that goal, none of it would have been possible without Loki. So this is just stuff we already know. But Rayo, right? Not our captain, but Rayo comes in and says everybody needs to cool down, right? This is France's plan to get them rattled, right? And honestly, I'm gonna have to disagree with Rayo here. This isn't a rattling. This is just like it's a goal. Like, I don't think France needs you rattled to beat you, Japan. I'll be honest, I don't think France needs you rattled. I don't think France needs your mental state to be compromised like Kaiser in the NEL or something in order to beat you. I think at your best, at Japan's best, which we will see this match, they will still get whooped by France's best. So they mount their own attack. Isagi and Ren are able to tiki-taka past Loki. The thing we're seeing here is either Loki not trying or he's conserving his energy for a counterattack. Which case, not bad from Isagi and Ren. Although Charles manages to catch up to Ren and create a pincer maneuver with the defensive midfielder, right? So maybe these guys aren't NPCs yet. We'll see. So Ren then decides to not engage them and employ a tactic that Japan uses all the time. Chigiri's one thing he can do all play, right? Which is run down the side and cross. I'm just praying, I'm hoping to see more from Chigiri this match, or at least in England, because he does this every U20 game, right? He did this a little bit more in the U20 match against Japan, right? He did a little more than just running up the side and crossing, but in Nigeria, that's all he did. I'm not counting a shot getting blocked. I'm like, hopefully he gets some defensive feats, because again, he is a back, right? But yeah, so here we got Rayo receiving Chigiri's cross. This guy here, Hermes or Hermes, it intends to intercept him. Thing is, Rayo copies Rensuke Kunigami for a pass onto Isagi, right? So this is like a question for me. What do y'all think? Y'all think, is it just because this is supposed to replicate the pass made in a PXG match, or are Kunigami's headers better than Aiku? So he copies that. Then we've got Hugo coming in and he stops Isagi. And like I said, if Isagi's going into this match with a restrictive mindset, he's getting beat, right? Honestly, here I see some potentiality in Isagi bettering his off ball and or employing that direct shot he used against Yukimiya when they were training at Bayern Munchen. So if he can get that shot off on Hugo, that would be his only way to score if Hugo's man marking him. Okay, I'm not gonna call them NPCs anymore. I'm not gonna call them NPCs anymore, right? But if this is all that they do for the entire match, hey, because let's be honest, to completely shut down the offense like this, that's not NPC movements. Like, you gotta be something more than that. If we crush you, Blue Lock is dead in the water, which honestly, that's very disappointing. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know Isagi's the MC. The Isagi fans are gonna say, oh, Blue Lock fans hate their own MC. I get it, right? Copium, and like, let's just use arguments that don't really work. But the whole point of Blue Lock is egoist going for their own goals, right? So if Hisagi's dead in the water, why should that kill everybody else? That just shows that there's a top heaviness to the entire program, right? They're relying on a single striker, and I know that's what Ego said, but like what is portrayed in a case that was, or at least before this moment, was that everybody's going for their own goals. Even in the Nigeria match, even in the U20 match, everybody's trying to get their own goals, right? So to have it like, oh, Isagi dies, the whole team dies, that just doesn't mesh with the message of Blue Lock, which is go for your own goals. Like, all of y'all are former strikers. All of y'all have weapons that should let y'all, do more, right? Isagi tells Hugo to shut it and that he's going to surpass him by risking it all to be number one. Again, with a restriction ego. Like I said last chapter review, the one who risks it against horrible and insurmountable odds, Baro. And Baro is a restrictive style egoist. He bets utter and complete humiliation against being the best in the world. That's not Isagi's MO. Isagi's MO is killing all personal feelings, becoming a machine for the sake of winning. And now we get more context as to why he called Isagi unsuitable in his introduction. He thinks Isagi is more suited to be number 2. Now, this is where I want to harp on 2 points here. More suited to be number 2 could just mean that Isagi works better as a shadow striker. Instead of being the heart, like not the heart, instead of being the head of the team, instead he's better suited to be the heart of the team. We've seen is effective during the U20 Japan match. We've seen it be effective when Kaiser was the head of Bastard Munchen, right? And then he used in his final Demon King goal, he used the presence of another striker to free himself up. So if Isagi is, for lack of a better term, the target man, if Isagi is the one, the ace, like the guy that everybody's going for, he's dead in the water. That's far too much restriction. And if they cut off anybody else that would be able to give him freedom, like Rin, like Batra, like Hiyori, like good high-level passers, if they're able to cut those people off, then the restriction continues to overwhelm Isagi, right? So that's my first point. The second point is, do you believe in destiny, right? Obviously, Hugo, France, this is the group stage. We are being set up. This is a setup for Isagi's quote-unquote downfall, right? He's the MC. He's never gonna have a true downfall. He's never gonna have, like, he's not gonna get locked off or something, right? Not at this point. There's not really any, and this is a criticism, right, of the story. There's not really any stakes here. If France win, like, they can just go against England and they will most likely win against England, right? So for me, this match, I'm really hoping to glean something out of this, like to get something out of this match other than tension, right? Other than stakes, because there, I'll be honest, there just simply is none, right? So that's what I meant the last chapter review, that fate, or this idea of fate in this manga being relevant to Hugo's character. It just further sets up the fact that France is going to win this match. Right now, I don't know, I'm kind of heavily critical of the manga so far as far as this match goes, because Isagi's going into the match with the wrong mindset, and that kills the entire team. Like, I'm hoping to see more from the rest of the team. If Isagi's going to be out of commission for this match, I hope that the rest of the team is able to step up in one way or another, right? So this match is really like a time or a moment for everybody else to shine. Even if they lose, I hope we get more spotlight on other players like Chigiri. Honestly, you already said Batra is going to get more spotlight. He already got a lot in the Nigeria match, right? So this chapter review was a far more critical, just far more critical analysis of what's going on. So yeah, I hate outro.